want to welcome you to another Real Talk session with Theodore Smiles. This one here is about Joe Biden. Corruption. Let's jump right in. With this here, we got Johnny Carson, and he's going to tell us a fact about old Joe Biden. Well, it appears to be a history of him plagiarizing speeches and stealing other people's work and just in general being a sleazebag.
Now, on the political scene, one of the Democratic candidates is Senator Joseph Biden. Have you seen the problem he's been having? He went around and made a speech. And apparently, he quoted I think it was a British politician, took his speech and kind of paraphrased it as his own. And then the press got on him, and then he was charged also with taking part of Bobby Kennedy's speeches. And Biden says, not to worry, he reassured his staff. He said, we have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Even back in '88, Joe Biden was having just all types of controversies, man. This man has always had corruption swirling around him. And so today he's just trying to use himself like I'm rubber and you're glue. Whatever you say to me bounces off of me and goes back to you. So Biden, we ain't falling for that, brother. We are alert. We are awake.
Democratic presidential candidate Joseph Biden today faces a controversy. 3 weeks ago at a debate at the Iowa State Fair, he used phrases identical to those delivered by British Labour Party leader Neil Kinnock.
Biden seems to be claiming Kinnock's vision and life as his own.
Why is it that my wife is sitting out there in the audience is the first in her family to ever go to college?
What if that is the first woman in her family in 1,000 generations to be able to get to university?
My ancestors who worked in the coal mines in northeast Pennsylvania and would come up after 12 hours and play football.
8 hours underground and then come up and play football.
It's because they didn't have a platform upon which to stand.
There was no platform upon which they could stand.
So hold on, this man that just plagiarized my whole speech. Come on, Biden. Come on, man. I mean, what you gonna do? Eat somebody else's lunch, Biden? Come on, man.
The notion that every thought or notion or idea you have to go back and find and attribute to someone, I think is, quite frankly, ludicrous.
The problem here is that Senator Biden told his audience he'd just been thinking about these things, and he failed to give any credit at all to his famous British speechwriter.
You know, I was thinking on the way over here. Now that's a little too much because, as you point out, what's behind the words? What's there? And a lot of people, the rap on Biden has always been that it's just a surface.
I should have said, to paraphrase Neil Kinnock, it's the only time I didn't, and all the times I've ever used it.
But CBS News found a tape of a second instance.
He reappeared in the New York Times with a new charge.
Biden was accused of plagiarism in law school. That boy been stealing and lying his whole career. Man, y'all better not go to the polls and vote for this fool. You must don't like the country. If you vote for Biden, you must be stupid.
That Biden had appropriated a famous litany from the late Robert Kennedy about what the gross national product cannot measure.
Cannot measure the health of our children,
The health of our children,
the quality of our education,
the quality of their education,
the joy of their play.
or the joy of their play.
Biden gave Kennedy no credit. He has also quoted or paraphrased John Kennedy, Hubert Humphrey, and British Labour Party leader Neil Kinnock, all without credit.
Joseph Biden admitted today that he committed plagiarism when he was in law school. He said it was a mistake, but that it was unintentional.
He quoted 5 pages of someone else's work without proper citation.
I've done some dumb things,
5
and I'll do
pages.
dumb things again.
He was given an F.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb.
To the political...
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been dumb. I did some dumb things. I'm going to do dumb things again. My name is Joe Biden. I want to be president.
community in Washington, it all seems of a piece. Plagiarism at law school, plagiarism on the stump.
The great communicator. Strike that. The great imitator.
You don't steal verbatim, or when you do, as he did 99% of the time, you give credit.
Biden's critics say he sells himself as a man whose words and visions can inspire a new generation in politics. But if the thoughts, phrases, and visions really belong to others, it's a form of false advertising.
Is it a wise idea, though, to take something that personal, anyway, from another politician and try and appropriate it to your own campaign?
I think it was a stupid thing to appropriate material that was really very personal, that was someone else's.
Most people didn't know who he was,
So, for all my street cats out there, appropriate, that means take some. All right? I'm going to appropriate your money out your pocket, okay?
Joe Biden, and now they're going to say, oh yeah, he's the guy who plagiarized. That's the first. Politically, that's devastating. These clips are devastating. He looks like a Joe Biden wind-up doll with somebody else's words coming out.
If they're going to do things that are stupid as well as immoral, then they're probably too dumb to have the job of president.
The voters are going to have to decide whether he was dishonest or dumb.
Senator Joseph Biden may have more explaining to do.
The new questions stem from taped remarks of Biden during an April.
Man, I'm talking about it's just tape after tape after tape after tape. 33 years of this man just lying, man. See, he is dependent on society having the memory of a goldfish. He don't expect people like me to go dig up all the dirt. Now we got people on Twitter blocking people from being able to actually express their freedom of speech when they trying to talk about this lunatic named Joe Biden that loved to rub and kiss on random women and probably boys and children too. Let's get back to it.
Campaign appearance in New Hampshire.
I went to law school on a full academic scholarship, the only one in my class that have a full academic scholarship. Went back to law school and in fact ended up in the top half of my class. I was the outstanding student in the political science department at the end of my year. I graduated with 3 degrees from undergraduate school and 165 credits.
Look, bro, anybody can graduate from college ripping off 5 different papers and then saying, oh, that was a mistake.
123 credit.
I'm in school right now. I'm in the honor society. I'm a straight A student. But guess what? I would be even more if I was ripping off somebody else's work.
Biden now concedes he did not graduate in the top half of his law school class, that he does not have 3 degrees from college, and that he was not named outstanding political science.
Oh, so he don't got 3 degrees? Oh my God.
Student in college.
Newsweek says Biden actually went to school on a half scholarship, ended up near the bottom of his class, and won only 1 degree, not 3.
Joe Biden ranked 75th in a class of 85 at the University of Syracuse Law School. I mean, this guy comes off this whole thing as a flyweight.
Now Biden says Newsweek is right. His memory had failed him.
His memory failed him back then? Now, come on now. Hold up now. He ain't had no hair on the top of his head. Does Biden got hair on the top of his head today? He ain't had no hair back then.
I'd be delighted to sit down and compare my IQ to yours if you'd like, Frank.
Joe Biden was victimized by the truth.
By Biden. He may not know it yet, but
He said he was victimized by the truth. I'm sorry.
I think this is going to be very difficult for him to recover.
Is Joe Biden dead meat, yes or no?
I think so.
Bob.
Criminal.
Criminal. Eleanor.
Criminal.
Yes, unless he comes in third in Iowa.
Morton.
Dying.
I say dead. We'll be right back.
Now, how in the world is this man going to be my president, the glorious President Trump? Now, for the low, let me see, how can I say this? A nice way to put it would be low informed. Yes. For the low-informed voter, Trump is what you want to vote for. Please don't vote for Biden. We need your support. If you really want to see this country prosper, if you're not one of these snowflakes that just want everything handed to you, if you want a country where you can actually pick yourself up by your bootstraps and get to marching to your own beat. If you just want a platform where you can grow and create your own destiny, then please vote for Donald J. Trump. In here, we're gonna take a look at old Biden, old and new, corrupt and more corrupt.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is expected to officially jump into the 2020 race for president on Thursday. This will be Biden's third bid for
That boy did not age well.
the office. He came up short in both the 1988 and 2008 presidential elections. Here's a look at how the CBS Evening News covered Biden when he announced his first candidacy.
After conceding just last weekend that no one knows me, Senator Joseph Biden of Delaware today became the fifth Democrat to declare he's seeking the party's presidential nomination. Lim Tucker is out.
In 1988, the clarion call for my generation is not, it is our...
That man still got that little stupid puppet look on his face. I swear to God, that man looked like he should have been on Sesame Street or something. He looked like that little orange puppet with the eyebrow. I can't remember his name. He looked like one of those Muppets or something.
Our turn, but rather, it is our moment of obligation and opportunity.
He is Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. from Delaware, 44 years old. 14 years in the U.S. Senate, Chairman Judiciary Committee.
14 years and still didn't do anything of value. The man has been in politics for 47 years, then tried to run for presidency multiple times, and they never got nothing accomplished.
A Democrat who calls himself a pragmatic liberal. He has a reputation as maybe the best orator in the Senate, but a long-winded one. And he is criticized by some in his party for being a senator and candidate of themes, not substance. Biden rejects that criticism, but today, oratory and themes were very much on display.
And for a decade led by Ronald Reagan, self-aggrandizement has become the full-throated cry of this society. I've got mine, so why don't you go get yours?
His weak points are a lack of a legislative record, a somewhat skeptical acceptance to whether he has ideas as big as his words or his mouth.
Biden comes in behind most other Democrats in the early polls, but has assembled a well-respected staff.
That boy go, kissing them all in the mouth, kissing random folks. He been doing that old pedophile stuff for a long time. Y'all go back to the video where I made him, where I showed him kissing all them folks in the Save the Children Adrenochrome pedophile roundup video. I think right now it's sitting at like 560 views. It's got a lot of positive reviews. You guys go check that out. But in that movie, in that video I made, man, Biden is he's just perving it out, man.
And more importantly, has raised far more money than any of his competitors. Lem Tucker, CBS News, Wilmington.
Love that old footage. That was...
I think that was his old wife in that footage just then. I don't think y'all know this, but it's like as soon as that man's wife died, the next day he got married to another chick. Now, maybe it ain't nothing wrong with marrying another chick the day after your wife died. I just would not do that. If my wife died, I would be really sad. I mean, I probably wouldn't be able to even go outside. I'd be down and out, and I wouldn't want nobody talking to me, letting known the next day get married to some other female. So, I don't know. I just can't operate.
CBS News' coverage of Joe Biden's first presidential run. Tomorrow, we will have full coverage of his third. On Red and Blue, we will speak with reporters who covered his time in both the Senate and the White House, and we'll hear from campaign strategists.
Man, that man need to go ahead, go home, put him a sweater on, you know, bake him some cookies or something, talk to his grandkids or something, you know, tell somebody how to be corrupt or something, you know, but just get out of the limelight. Biden, Biden, bye, B-Y-E, D, you owe.
thoughts about his possible path to the Democratic nomination.
The crazy comments that Biden said over his long, I want to say illustrious career, but that would completely be a lie. So his dull, corrupted career. Let's check it out.
Are you going to apologize like Cory Booker?
Apologize for what?
Cory Booker's called for it.
Cory should apologize. He knows better. There's not a racist bone in my body. I've been involved in civil rights my whole career.
You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
Wow.
The world is different. There's too much unfinished business for us to just look backwards. We have to look to the future.
I know Joe. We know Joe. But most importantly, Joe knows us. That's right.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand, and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in and pull and rub my leg down while I was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. Look at it.
What are you talking about?
I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
Even call
I bet you do, pedo.
Call centers was rushed overseas with hundreds of thousands. How many times you get the call? I'd like to talk to you about your credit card.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. They're gonna put you all back in chains.
In my opinion, we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now. The Democratic Party is diverse, and it should be reflected as so in our leadership.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black,
why does this happen?
Hey, for all my brothers and sisters of color on the other side of this camera, if you don't vote for Biden, according to him, the plagiarizer, you ain't black. Wow. This guy's running for president. His son is a junkie.
But I'm not going to do this, because, Chuck, I'm not going to do this, because let me just be really clear. Vice President Biden absolutely has a respect level for all people around him, for voters across this country, young people, older voters, voters of color, black people, Latino voters, indigenous, Asian American, Pacific Islander. So I'm not going to even traffic in any hypothetical conversation about if he is sensitive enough.
In my opinion, we don't need white people leading the Democratic Party right now.
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
I think Joe Biden might be suffering from that same white entitlement and privilege and ego, where he's just that old school white male who feels like, hey man, they need me, I don't need them, or I got them already.
Joe Biden is under fire this evening on comments he made about working alongside segregationist senators in the past.
Biden recalling his early Senate career, bringing up two...
I'm sorry, man. Did this man ever have a real hairline?
Segregationist senators Herman Talmadge and James Eastland, who called African Americans an inferior race. I was in a caucus with James O. Eastland, Biden said. He never called me boy, he always called me son. At least there was some civility. We got things done. We didn't agree on much of anything. We got things done.
I think the two-party system, although my Democratic colleagues don't like me saying this, I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the Negro, good for the black in the South. Other than the fact that they still call me boy, I think they've changed their mind.
It's that old school white male.
Man, what? This man is super racist and out of touch. I said it before, he's out of touch. He's out of touch, man. That's just what it is.
They're gonna put you all back in chains.
What the F? They gonna put y'all back in chains. Come on, try it, bro. Come on, try it, Cletus. Come on, try it. Put me some chains. See what's gonna happen to you.
30 seconds or less. What kind of a chance would a northeastern liberal like Joe Biden stand In the South, if you were running in Democratic primaries against Southerners like Mark Warner and John Edwards.
Better than anybody else.
All right, guys. At this point, I want to ask you to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'm going to go ahead and finish off this episode of Real Talk Session, where we're talking about Joe Biden, the booger, being a plagiarizer, corrupt, and just a overall sleazebag. We're going to let Rudy Giuliani, end this segment with some truth for y'all. Let's check him out.
Much as they covered that up for 4 years, they covered this up. So we got two problems here. We got a man running for the presidency of the United States who's a cold stone crook. Big time crook. Multi-million-dollar crook with a whole family supporting it. And we got real problems inside our government. First of all these photos of Hunter Biden should be in the possession of our intelligence agencies, because every single one of them can be used to extort Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and others. The Chinese have these photos. The Russians have these photos, and probably even friendly governments have them. Ready to extort the heck out of a guy who's easily extorted, Joe Biden. If the Obama administration didn't have these, then they were covering up for Joe Biden. Second, Obama kept appointing a point man. He kept getting millions for his family. Why did Obama never stop it? Actually, it was suspected and written in the newspapers. Why didn't Obama stop it? Or did he know about it? Not just such a crazy question when you consider that there's a very similar scheme on the part of the Clintons to sell the office of Secretary of State. And finally, just how often has he lied? He made a fool out of you. And just how bad is our media for having covered it up? It doesn't just have to be fixed. Of course it has to be fixed. Really, he doesn't deserve to be a candidate of the Democrat Party. The Democratic Party is better than Joe Biden.
That's
and
right.
It's better than Hillary Clinton.
That's right.
And it's better than the thieves who presently run it.
That's right.
Most Democrats are decent people. They're good people. They're
That's
honest
right.
people. I was a Democrat once.
I was a Democrat.
And I hate to say it this way because it's always used as a cliche, but some of my best friends are Democrats, and a lot more were, because a lot of them have gotten crazy on the subject of Donald Trump. And I'm going to tell you why this is covered up. Because there's a hatred that's gone abroad in this land. It's a hatred of Donald Trump. You know who that hatred damages more than anything else? You. The person who has it. I've seen hatred right up close. And what it does is it blunts your conscience, destroys your reason, and it makes you justify things that would otherwise be illegal and immoral in the name of I'm saving the country. You're not saving the country. You're destroying this country.
That's right.
The truth saves this country.
That's right.
The truth is that Joe Biden is a crook. Has been for years. And why are you so surprised? If a man starts off by plagiarizing in law school, cheats his way through law school, plagiarizes the first time he runs for president, is it possible he's a fundamentally dishonest man? Well, it turns out he is. Thank you very much. Please take this very seriously. Share it with your friends. Before you vote, everyone should listen to this and also go to rudyscommonsense.com and go through episodes, I believe it's 1, 2, 8, and then, it's 1 through 7 and 8 through 11. Listen to them. You don't have to rely on me. You can see the witnesses, you can see the documents, and what you can say to yourself is, no one from your government has ever interviewed any of these people.
Okay.
Before you can say they're not telling the truth, don't you have to interview them?
Right, you do.
I've been in this business a long time. This is the biggest cover-up I've ever seen.
Wow.
And it's the biggest government scandal I've ever heard of.
Wow.
Thank you. We'll see you very soon.
Thanks, Rudy. That was Rudy Giuliani's Common Sense. You guys can check him out. You know, of course, everybody know who Rudy Giuliani is. Very honorable gentleman. I respect him a lot. You know, I honestly feel like he was probably one of the best things that ever came to New York City. But you know, we gonna end right here. Please like, subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed the music. It was a very funny experience making this here. I really wanted to get this video out sooner, but I did have to attend to my college classes. I want to wish you guys the best. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for inviting me in your homes and sharing me with your friends. You know what? I'm looking so forward to us leveling up together. It's awesome. Thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of your lives, and I'm really enjoying the journey to 1 million subscribers, baby.